Hey guys, welcome to this module. So today we are going to be talking about the Viome testing kit and why it's such a staple in the peak performance protocols and strategies. So if you're not familiar with what Viome is, it is basically a gut test that you provide through a stool sample. It's super easy to use. And basically how it works is, using Viome, it's incredibly easy. First, you buy the kit online, you have it shipped to your house, and then you give the stool sample. We recommend sending it back the same day as you give the sample because it is a live biological sample. And then you wait for your results. This should take a couple weeks. And then if you have any issues with customs or shipping, they have a self-help menu or contact number on their site, depending on what country you live in, because certain border customs are different depending on the country that you reside in. And once you get your results, it's pretty easy. They basically upload virtually onto your app, and you can see all of your data based on that sample. So why we recommend Viome in the first place. So 74% of people worldwide suffer from digestive issues and are not aware of the long-term complications or even aware of something, that is going wrong in the first place. Now, a great example of this is bloating, gas, constipation, and abdominal pain. A lot of the times you see individuals that have, excess bloating or they have excess gas, and because it's common, they believe it's normal. And this could be not farther from the truth. Because with symptoms like bloating and gas, these go hand in hand, because when you are eating foods and you get bloating or you get gas, what's actually happening in your small intestine is that you are not digesting and breaking down the food. The bacteria in your digestive system is doing that for you. And what this does is it creates gas within your stomach, which creates bloating. This primarily happens with certain foods, really fibrous foods. So individuals on a vegan diet or a high fiber diet or high plant diet might experience these symptoms. And then constipation. So even if it is minor constipation, that still counts. And ideally, you should be going 1 to 3 times per day. So if you are going every other day, you technically have constipation, and this is something that needs to be addressed. Because if you don't address constipation, even like the minor symptoms, you could end up with extra endotoxins, and you can end up with extra estrogen recycling within your system. So why it's so important for success. So focusing on your gut is focusing on the root cause of all problems. A leaky gut and dysfunctional mitochondria are basically the root of all illness and disease. In this course, we are going to show you how to prevent both of those. So your gut determines your sleep, your energy levels, immunity, mood, weight, and stress levels. So you need to optimize your gut first in order to optimize the rest. So if you are an individual who doesn't have good sleep, let's say you have mood swings, let's say you're always sick, all of these things at their core are related to your gut, because neurotransmitters are controlled by your gut. Your gut is 70% of your immune system. Certain bacteria in your gut are responsible for synthesizing certain nutrients. So your gut really is the foundation to everything. So if you have any of those symptoms, you have to look here first. And another benefactor of getting this gut test is you get to know your individual foods. And this is critical for efficiency in the process of finding health and healing, because no superfoods are the same for everyone. Viome will help you with this. They give you 3 ranges, which is scores to focus on. These are the ones that are below average. And then you have the scores that are within range, meaning they are average. And then you have the scores that are good. And the ones you want to focus on are the scores that are below average, these ones. Any ones that are within red. And then once you have all 3 of these identified, then they give you a list of individual foods. This includes superfoods, foods that you should enjoy, and then foods that you should avoid. With that being said, we have tons of modules coming up with good information about superfoods and foods that are generally bad, but this is always a great tool just to see what is individually working for you. And me and Billy at Peak Performance could not recommend this tool enough.